McCarthy. Congressman, it's great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk first about Huawei. How significant is Huawei threat? And I want you to talk about national security, because I don't think our viewers understand how significant that part of the story is.
This is a great deal of threat when you think of technology today, but you think of those products in our allies, in their countries. China listening, China gathering information. We've watched China throughout the decades steal our IP, steal our technology, go into businesses. This is a great threat, and this is something that the Trump administration has brought forward, not just to America, but throughout the world. It made them notice what is happening and what China has been doing for decades.
But where does this go? I mean, I understand that this has been an issue for American companies for a long time and the country as a whole, but should we expect no deal? I mean, do we keep going and not have a deal with the second largest economy?
No, I think we get a deal at the end of the day. But do we want to wait and have this negotiation later when China's economy is stronger and their military is even bigger? I think that's not right. And this is a perfect opportunity. You know where our economy is at. Think of the growth in the last quarter. And the first quarter is usually not strong, over 3%. But look at China's economy. If you look at their first quarter new car sales, down 17%. You can't trust their GDP because they're just going to write it out. But this is an opportunity, and finally a president that's willing to stand up to them. This president is looking for the next century, not the next quarter.
The president putting off a decision on auto tariffs, which is interesting, whether to impose broader tariffs on autos. Is this part of Mexico and Canada's and our agreement there? Do you think USMCA passes?
It will pass if it comes to the floor. The person that's holding it up is Speaker Nancy Pelosi. All she has to do is call that up. The majority of votes will come from Republicans. There's a lot of Democrats that like this bill. If you look at it overall compared to NAFTA to today, this is a modernizing. This is looking at IP and others and protecting that. It brings more jobs to America. I don't know why we're holding it up, but there's one reason why Speaker Pelosi won't. She does not want this president to have a win.
Right.
But it's hurting Americans.
I'll say he's having a lot of wins, but they are pushing back in a big way. You wrote an op-ed today with Mitch McConnell talking about the title is "The House Must Stand Against the Toxic BDS Movement," talking about anti-Semitism in Congress as well.
It is horrendous what has gone on. Now, what I'm talking about here, this is the anti-BDS against the boycott, divestitures, and sanctions against Israel. These are individuals who want Israel not to exist. So this bill, S1, passed the Senate 77-23. Schumer voted for it and co-sponsored it. It goes to the House. They won't even assign it to a committee. They won't bring it up. So we have one mechanism that's called a discharge petition. If we get 218 people to sign it, the bill will come to the floor. So let's see where these Democrats are, because this Democratic Party has changed. What I'm hearing, the anti-Semitic talk and people not standing up to it, this is a moment in time to break with your leadership and stand as one against it.
And you write in the piece, the BDS movement seeks to compel individuals, private corporations, even entire countries to refuse to invest in or do business with Israeli firms. At its root, it is an effort to weaponize grievance politics and attack Israel's sovereignty under the guise of defending the Palestinian cause. BDS's real aim is to exclude, isolate, and delegitimize Israel. Why did you write this now? Are you feeling that these anti-Semitism sentiment is increasing?
Not only is it increasing, it's the action of the Democratic leadership. They won't bring a bill up that passed the Senate by 77 votes. Tell me how many bills have come with that. And BDS is anti-Semitic. It is against Israel. And this week, on the 14th, we celebrated the 71st anniversary of the creation of the country of Israel.
Yeah. Our best partner in the Middle East, by the way. Let me move on to Iran, because this seems real serious, given the fact that the State Department has asked non-essential employees to leave Iraq. How serious a threat is this? The last time we did that was right before the Iraq War.
This is very serious, and we've known what Iran has wanted to do. We've known that they are bad actors. When you look around the world, who funds the terrorists, who plays in different countries, this is Iran. They are upset about what's happening, and what they're wanting to do is close the strait because they don't want oil movement going through. They want to disrupt the harassment they have given. So in my view, it is this administration protecting American individuals, seeing information, and having a move out of harm's way, but also sending an aircraft carrier in, sending B-52s. It's putting a very strong message to Iran. And any of those individuals who they fund outside to think their fingerprints are not on it, trying to do something to Americans or our allies.
So what is the U.S.'s next move on this then? I mean, are there further sanctions to be had on companies that are still doing business with Iran?
Well, remember, we've pulled out of the agreement. You've watched Secretary of State Pompeo fly in, talk with our European counterparts on putting greater pressure, meeting within Russia as well. I think this administration is doing every part to make sure it's a unified front around the world.
I'll tell you, there is so much going on this morning, Congressman. President Trump is expected today to announce a new immigration plan, as you know, establishing a visa system, giving skills, education, and job offers high priority. This says the Department of Homeland Security is requesting U.S. troops build tents to house over 7,000 migrants detained at the southern border. We have a new Fox News poll shows 51% of voters disapprove of the president's handling of border security, 46% approve, which is incredible to me. We went to the border, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, and it was stunning what we saw in terms of the children being put in these tough situations, coming over the border alone or with people who are actually not their family. Do you think an immigration reform bill can pass?
I believe it can. But really what we have to do first, and thank you for going to the border. I wish everyone would actually see that. I've been to the border even with the president. We have loopholes down there that we need to change to fix it. It is a major crisis. Even the New York Times realized the crisis, what's happening. Just last month, more than 100,000 individuals illegally moved. Those are only the individuals that we caught. But what's happening, it's our own laws that is an attraction to make this happen. And we've got to be able to change that. The only people who believe there's not a crisis on this border are the Democrats over in that building.
Yeah.
They won't take any action. And they're in the majority. They are the individuals we need to make sure we can fix this problem.
But that's the thing. I mean, they don't want to give the president a win. You don't hear anyone talking about it. So how could we actually get anything done? You said USMCA is probably stalled until Nancy Pelosi decides to bring it to the floor. You've got immigration here. We don't see any activity there. What's your plan to get things done?
You know, the challenge here is Democrats are more interested in subpoenas than solutions.
Yes.
That's a problem that we have. But if you watch what Republicans are doing, we have a plan to fix the loopholes. Doug Collins put it out. He's the ranker in Judiciary Committee. It's an easy fix. Keep families together. Close the asylum loophole, attracting individuals to come as well. Because what's happening is the cartel is winning on the border. Because while they're making all of our border patrol go find these individuals walking through, they're running drugs on the other side.
Yeah.
And they're making a fortune down there on both sides.
And that's what I saw as well at the border, because basically what the Border Patrol guys were telling me was when you want to cross the border, first you have to pass the drug lords. And they're saying, wait, we know where you're going. First you have to pay us.
Yes.
So it's a dangerous situation.
No, they're making tremendous amounts of money on this, and that's why they're continuing to track it and move it through. They put people in one section and run the drugs through the other, while the Border Patrol's over taking care of the individual.
So is there any likelihood that anything major gets done this year, given the fact that we're talking about subpoenas over solutions and the Dems are in charge and in the majority?
Well, if you look at their current leadership, I don't see that they're trying to do anything in that process. But Republicans are willing to work with anyone who wants to make that happen. And we won't sit back. So when they will not move a bill that passes the House with 77 votes, we'll go to a discharge petition. All we need are 21 Democrats. A fewer number of Democrats in the House than actually Democrats in the Senate who voted for it to sign a discharge petition, and we'll get that bill to the president's desk. If we could do USMCA, that would increase our economy, make us stronger, bring more jobs. It's not difficult to do. We'll continue to put pressure to try to bring that forward as well.
And we haven't even seen the denouncing of anti-Semitism.
Even when their own members say something that is so horrendous that they say they're going to do a resolution against it, at the end of the day they can't.
Yeah.
That really goes to the point, who is the Speaker of the House today? Is it one of the new freshmen? Or is it Speaker Pelosi? Because right now it's in doubt and it's in question.
I know that when one of your colleagues said something dumb, you took them off of all committees. We
took action right away. We show that we're willing to stand up and make a difference inside that building.
Yeah.
Democrats will allow this behavior to continue. And what's most concerning to me, not only they're allowing it today, last week they defended it.
Congressman, it's good to see you. I know you've got a lot on your plate. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Congressman Kevin McCarthy joining us.